হ্যালো ডিয়ার ভিউয়ার্স, আমি মাসুদ খান ইমার্জিং বাংলাদেশ অনুষ্ঠানে আপনাদের স্বাগত জানাই।
অপার সম্ভাবনার দেশ আমাদের বাংলাদেশ। তথ্য প্রযুক্তির এ যুগে বৈশ্বিক মন্দাকে পেছনে ফেলে দুরন্ত গতিতে এগিয়ে চলছে বাংলাদেশ। সম্প্রতি বছরগুলোতে বাংলাদেশের বিভিন্ন ক্ষেত্রে যে উন্নয়ন সাধিত হয়েছে, তার মধ্যে পোশাক শিল্পে বাংলাদেশ সারা বিশ্বে রোল মডেল হিসেবে পরিচিতি লাভ করেছে।
সুধী দর্শক, আপনাদেরকে পরিচয় করে দিচ্ছি ডিস্টিংগুইশড গেস্ট, the Ambassador of Philippines. Yes, Your Excellency, how are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you very much.
So, you said, Excellency.
Okay.
So, how do you feel here in Bangladesh?
Actually, after almost 3 years here, I feel very much at home being here. You know, every now and then I go out, and then when I'm out of Bangladesh, in other parts of the world, then I say I'm going home, and actually I'm coming here.
You know, Bangladesh is emerging in many different sectors: women development, youth development, and food, and many sectors Bangladesh is developing, so rapidly. Especially MDG under our Honorable Prime Minister, you have seen that other global leaders, they said that it's a wonder development in Bangladesh. So, Your Excellency, Philippines is called one of the best country for rice variety and agricultural development. So, in many sectors we may have cooperation with these countries in particular. And Your Excellency, you have seen much about Bangladesh's development over the time. You said about 3 years. So if you could tell something about our emerging Bangladesh.
Actually, when I first came to Bangladesh, I had the usual long time impression of people about your country, but after having been here for almost 3 years, I always tell everybody that Bangladesh even performed better than the Philippines after a few years. I say that in all honesty because since I was here for almost 3 years, I could see the steady rise of your country. In spite of so many problems, as we all know, especially lately. But it appears that Bangladesh is not affected by all these political problems that other countries or the rest of the world believe could be very negative about any emerging economy. And so every time I go home to the Philippines, I always tell everybody that I think we're missing a lot about the world by not knowing enough about Bangladesh. And so I tell everybody that it's about time that we know Bangladesh for what it is, that it is a fast-growing economy, and that in spite of the heritage of the past,
very right,
it's actually on its way to become a leader in the near future when it comes to economic progress.
Mr. Ambassador, agricultural cooperation, this is one of the important between these two particular countries. Bangladesh also agricultural based country, and Philippines also, and we can surely we can cooperate between these two countries in particular in terms of agricultural cooperation in particular. If you could tell something for the viewers.
Okay, let me speak first about agricultural cooperation. As you know, last year we had our first ever political consultations between Bangladesh and the Philippines.
Yes.
We've had diplomatic relations for a long time, but it so happens that it was only under my watch that we were able to have the first ever political consultations with the Philippines and Bangladesh. And during our talk in Manila last year, agriculture was a very important aspect of our discussion. And
True.
importantly, we feel that we have so many things that we could have in terms of give and take. I mean, it's not just one way or what, but we can share so many things with you, and you can share so many things with us. For one thing, on the issue of aquaculture, for instance, the Philippines has developed it to a certain degree,
Yeah.
which I believe that Bangladesh can
True.
also develop in some ways, and especially now with after the United the international decree on the
Right.
Bay of Bengal.
Yeah.
So I think Bangladesh is now poised to develop its marine resources, and in that regard, the Philippines will be very ready to help you in terms of our own experience with
True.
developing our marine resources.
জনশক্তি রপ্তানি এবং বৈদেশিক কর্মসংস্থান বৃদ্ধির লক্ষ্যে বিএমইটি ৬৪টি ট্রেনিং সেন্টার প্রতিষ্ঠা করেছে এবং আরও প্রায় ১০০টিরও বেশি ট্রেনিং সেন্টার প্রতিষ্ঠার কাজ চলছে। এসব সেন্টারে বিদেশগামী কর্মীরা প্রশিক্ষণ নিয়ে দক্ষ হয়ে বিদেশে যাচ্ছে এবং প্রচুর বৈদেশিক মুদ্রা অর্জন করছে। বাংলাদেশ সরকার ২০১৬ সালে বিশ্বের বিভিন্ন দেশে ৭,৫৭,৭৩১ জন কর্মীর কর্মসংস্থান নিশ্চিত করেছে। ফলশ্রুতিতে প্রবাসী বাংলাদেশিরা প্রচুর পরিমাণ বৈদেশিক মুদ্রা বাংলাদেশে প্রেরণ করছে। ফলে আমাদের দেশের বৈদেশিক মুদ্রার ভাণ্ডার হয়েছে সমৃদ্ধ এবং অর্থনীতি হয়েছে বেগবান। এছাড়া ইউএন পিসকিপিংয়ে বাংলাদেশ নাম্বার 1 কন্ট্রিবিউটিং কান্ট্রি হিসেবে পরিচিতি লাভ করেছে।
Your Excellency, another very vital and significant question. Every single country there are some founders, without whom country was not born. And likewise, Bangladesh has got one great founder, great leader, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He is the founder of Bangladesh, and he's called a leader of thousands years, a charismatic leader, Bangabandhu. Without him, Bangladesh should not have been liberated. So we have huge respect for this leader. If you could tell something about our great leader, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman.
I'm sorry if I have to start this answer with a reference to today's news, which is about the death of Fidel Castro in Cuba. As a student in the 1960s, I studied about politics, and I remember that Fidel Castro led his country into a independence in many ways, and then later, that was in the early 60s, and in the early 70s, I also read about what happened in Bangladesh, and I realized that leaders are important to the creation of nations.
Very true.
It's not important, people, we all feel some things, but we require somebody with a superhuman ability to lead all of us. And I think in the case of Bangabandhu, the Bangladeshi people found a real leader.
True.
And I am, until now, as a student of history, I say that your young country is very fortunate to have a leader in this Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who dedicated his life for the good of his people.
True, true.
And that is why on a personal note, when I wanted to go abroad, people asked me where I wanted to go, and I had some choices. And honestly, I wanted to come here because not only for the culture but also your history. And I'm really a believer in the kind of leadership that Sheikh Mujibur Rahman showed to the country. But I was a very young student when I read about him, and I believe it is a kind of fulfillment of my dream as a young boy to be able to come to the country when I read about these things, and then now I'm here and I can see the country that he created, and I'm so happy that it happened that way with my life.
I heard much about Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. I watch in television how extent magical power Bangabandhu has got, which he can grab attention of the 100,000 people of the world. So such a great magic he has got. We salute this great leader, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And you said a lot good about our great leader. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. My next question is, which is very much important for every country cooperation, that is the economic and trade cooperation between these two particular countries, Philippines and Bangladesh. If you could tell something in brief for our viewers.
I have to say that much has to be done by our both countries. It is really unfortunate that we have established our diplomatic relations right after you became independent. Actually, we were one of the first in February 1972 to recognize Bangladesh as an independent country. Through the years, our trade relations has not really developed so much. So since I arrived here almost 3 years ago, I had made it a flagship for my stay here to improve on the trade statistics between the Philippines and Bangladesh. And I have so far done something. I think my successors will reap the effects of what I've been doing lately. Now we have actually made great efforts at improving our trade relations, which actually is not commensurate to the kind of political understanding between our two countries. And so that is why in many ways, not only in terms of trade, but also in terms of cultural and educational exchanges, I have done so much to improve these things, because this is what will improve trade. Lately, of course, there has been a very significant increase in, for instance, the export of pharmaceuticals and garments to the Philippines. At least after my stint here, it is going to be an upward direction for our relations in terms of trade and investment.
A bit late than never. Thank you very much. Yes, that's wonderful. And I wish the days to come we can develop our trade and economic relationship more strongly between these two countries. Because as I said that we have so many things common between Philippines and Bangladesh. So I believe we have huge room for development.
জাহাজ নির্মাণ শিল্পে বাংলাদেশের সাফল্য আন্তর্জাতিক মহলের দৃষ্টি আকর্ষণ করেছে। এখন পৃথিবীর উন্নত দেশগুলো বাংলাদেশ থেকে সমুদ্রগামী জাহাজ আমদানি করছে। এর মধ্যে উল্লেখযোগ্য দেশসমূহ হল নেদারল্যান্ড, ডেনমার্ক এবং নিউজিল্যান্ড। পাশাপাশি মার্কিন যুক্তরাষ্ট্র, ইউরোপ, আফ্রিকা, মধ্যপ্রাচ্য সহ ১০০টিরও বেশি দেশে বাংলাদেশের ঔষধ রপ্তানি হচ্ছে। ক্রীড়া ক্ষেত্রে বিশেষভাবে ক্রিকেটে বাংলাদেশের অসামান্য সাফল্য আন্তর্জাতিক মহলে হয়েছে প্রশংসিত। বাংলাদেশের উন্নয়নে যুবশক্তির অবদান অপরিসীম। দেশের মোট জনসংখ্যার শতকরা 60% বেশি তরুণ এবং জনসংখ্যার প্রায় 90% কর্মক্ষম। দেশের কর্মসংস্থান বৃদ্ধির ফলে এই যুবশক্তি এবং কর্মক্ষম জনশক্তি উপযুক্ত শিক্ষা এবং তথ্য প্রযুক্তির প্রশিক্ষণের মাধ্যমে দেশকে ডিজিটাল বাংলাদেশ রূপে গড়ে তুলেছে। ফলে দক্ষিণ এশিয়ার বহু দেশ ডিজিটাল বাংলাদেশকে মডেল হিসেবে অনুসরণ করছে।
Another thing is tourism. Tourism is, Ambassador, very important for every country. Tourism is very important. So if you could tell something about the tourism cooperation between Philippines and Bangladesh.
Yes, as we all know, trade and development as well as tourism are always mixed together.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing. And I am happy to note that based on our more and more of you are going to the Philippines, and it's a happy thing that in the last several years, our visa numbers are growing.
Yeah.
More and more of Bangladeshis are going to the Philippines, and I think the Philippines has become a choice destination, especially with your growing middle class. We noted that more and more people, more and more Bangladeshis are becoming richer and they want to go around, and they now are finding the Philippines to be a good place to go. And in fact, in the last 2 years, some airlines have brought some of their best agents to the Philippines just to show that these things are going very well.
Right.
And at the same time, from the Philippines, we are also trying to have people